Let's see if I can do this right. At times it seemed that these final days would never arrive. It's us have dreamed of these. Finally, we gather here today on the cusp of graduating as astronauts. Professional astronauts from the best damned astronaut school in the galaxy. I'm sorry, I've always wanted to say that to an auditorium full of graduating students. Welcome, fellow students, to our Final Friday here at Wharton. I'd like to take a minute to thank the Final Friday Committee for resurrecting this tradition, organizing the day, and providing an inappropriately large venue to make astronaut jokes. I'd also like to throw out there that in the future, let's not try to name our traditions that foreshadow some sort of apocalyptic annihilation. Seriously, did anybody look up Final Friday on IMDb? It's a slasher film. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. It's a 1993 cinematic masterpiece about a serial killer and a demon infant child. We'll be graduating in 2 weeks. Graduation is a communal experience. It's a time to reflect on a shared achievement, handshaking and back patting, an awkward hug from some guy that you sat next to in accounting class last year. It's a time for excessive toast and hard-earned champagne hangovers. And like any gathering of students, it's a time, actually a legal obligation, for an oboe and pan joke. For instance, one might compare the restaurant chain to an overpriced parasite that is devouring Huntsman Hall and must be killed with radioactive space acid. Just for example. Over the past 2 years, we've shared a lot together growing close as a class. Sometimes the M21 bus and Wharton 54 come to mind here. We've grown closer than medical wisdom recommends. Overall, though, it has been a dizzy and exhilarating ride, a ride where we've built lifelong relationships, traveled the globe, and in some cases, even found future employment. And I'm just kidding here, career management. We all know that 134% of the class will have jobs by graduation. So no pressure over the next 2 weeks, some of you out there. Many of the shared images from our journey would be familiar to numerous recent Wharton alumni. After all, if it weren't called tradition, I suspect that a night spent trolling the streets in just underwear and a suit coat would be more aptly described as insane or illegal, possibly a sex crime. Like those before us, we spent a learning team retreat in color-coded t-shirts in the Catskills, quietly pretending not to have totally forgotten everybody else's name. I think I called everybody Dennis for that entire weekend. Turns out there's not even a Dennis in our class. Except for Dave Dennis, because I had to look that joke up on him. The last name doesn't count for the joke. At the retreat, we addressed numerous real-world business challenges as we struggled to piece together a toy helicopter. We cursed in a diverse spectrum of languages. Later, we joined 3,000 clubs and completely freaked out and complained about, oh my God, how busy am I? And cursed in a diverse spectrum of languages. We prepared for interviews with mock interviews. We prepared for mock interviews with mock interviews. That involved answering case questions from a sock puppet that we wore on our hand. That was a universal experience, right? Recent alumni would surely share similar memories of the math test, follies, that random flute lady on Rittenhouse Square who really freaks me out. The math test again, and late nights at Roosevelt's, at least to the degree that any of us remember those late nights at Roosevelt's. And this is the point of the speech. If I were on the rugby team, I would shout at a high volume, Warthogs 2009, and solicit a lot of high fives. Ultimately, though, something was especially unique about our experience compared to those before us. Well, besides the fresh, lilting accent of Kimbrell Jones and the WGA's new recycling bins, which are amazing. More so than any recent graduating class, our time here was marked by an undercurrent of nervous laughter as the global financial markets collapsed. It was kind of a pain in the ass. We studied, recruited, traveled, and partied while the economy wheezed, doubled over, kicked in the ribs. We traded weary punchlines as company after company canceled campus visits because, well, crying in public is a bit of a networking faux pas, I'm told. I just wish someone would have told me that before I went through 3 cocktail napkins of tears at the private equity conference. Companies we'd worked for and aspired to work for folded, in some cases immediately after we'd agreed to summer internships. We cursed in a diverse spectrum. Blanketed opinions on our expensive degree popped up everywhere. And to think, opinions aren't even worth participation points on the internet. No. That's my language. This environment, this cratered economy, was the unique setting for our Wharton experience. And as much as I'd like to spend my entire 5 minutes fondly reminiscing about MBA experiments in facial hair, the setting of our experience cannot be ignored. That is not to say that mustaches can be ignored, because they cannot. Tom Slater's, Bashir Mansour's, and Mike Ross deserve our particular... But now I'm getting off track again. The point is that the world is drastically different than when we entered Huntsman Hall 2 years ago. Things fell apart, institutions crumble. And not to get all leadership lecturing on you here, but when things fall apart, opportunities arise, no matter what more immediate message a slimmed-down job board sends. In the next decade, we have an opportunity as unique as our experience here at Wharton. We have the opportunity to legitimately lead, and not just in a management 652 role-playing way. Thank God. We have the chance to build something using the knowledge, skills, and relationships that we've cultivated at this great school. So here's the thing. Build something great. We're a group filled with ambition. For some, it's a grand and public ambition. For others, it's a quiet ambition, a private motivation that comes up in late-night conversations after last call. I know it. I went to class with you. I drank with you. You were smart. You were driven. Hundreds of business minds churning, and all pumped up with enough seminars on leadership to lead seminars on leadership. Build something with it. Take advantage of the level playing field in the global economy and build something profitable, something ethical, something great. Me? I just got accepted to the best damned astronaut school in this galaxy. Thank you very much.
In closing, we want to send a special thanks to Ketway Richards for